All right. Good evening, East London. Good evening, East London. Ayeye ANC, ayeye. Ayeye ATM, ayeye. Ayeye TA, ayeye. UTM ukhona. Ayeye EFF, ayeye. Yahlangana. Kwahlanga kubethwa baphi apha? I-UTM yeza. All right. Ilapha. Ayeye mzalwane, ayeye. All right.
Are you going to alert us when the speakers must come out?
Yeah. All right, we're getting ready to bring the speakers out. We're getting ready to bring the speakers out. We're getting ready to start. We apologize for a late start. Nondando is my name. I'm the director at Ephesus Copland. I am not your moderator tonight. I am just your host. So we're getting ready to start. We're going to bring the leaders out. I'm hoping ukuba xa sibakhupha pha besiza apha bazawufika beniva ukuba nikhona. Siyayibona ne? Bazawufika beniva uba sikhona. Khaniqaleni ngoku ke because ndithumele umuntu obabiza. Siyabona ne? All right. Make Masieni, I'm getting ready. I'm going to go fetch them right now. I'm fetching them. ATM, it doesn't look like you're ready. Good evening, Zanzi. Good evening, Zanzi. Good evening. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's try and get this show on the road. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. In nature, yayo, it is a battle, and so it is understandable. Thank you, DA. Thank you, DA. Thank you, UDM. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In the interest of time. Thank you, my fighter. Thank you. All right. We are getting the show on the road. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I did say Nontando is my name. Nontando Zinhle Ngamlana, it's one name, Nontando Zinhle. I'm the executive director at Ephesus Copland. We're your host tonight with the Mail and Guardian, our media partner, and many, many other media houses who are in the room today. Thank you so much for being here and for walking with us on this glorious night. It's the battle of the manifestos. It's the battle. It's the stuff that's in your manifesto. We want to hear it. We want you to unpack it. The idea is to bring the political parties that are in the room here in conversation with us, to take us as the citizenry and the electorate in South Africa. We are virtual. We are physical here. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on many other platforms. We're live on many radios. We are in a lot of houses right now. And the idea is to go into conversation with the parties that are in the room here and to really unpack what's in your manifesto. What will you do when we vote for you? What did you do when we voted for you or didn't vote for you? That's the conversation we want to engage in tonight. So we are, of course, we have a capable moderator, Ongama Mdimka, who needs no introduction in this space. Son of the soil, political analyst, a researcher of note, Ophume Izandla. Sihambe somlanda to come and moderate this conversation for us tonight. We're excited to be here. But before I hand over to Ongama, let's do this. Andiniva man ndifuna ukuniva. You know? Ndifuna ukuniva uba ndihamba nani. So masenzeni ngohlobo. Masiqaleni, masihambeni alphabetically nanceda ke. Ndangabethi kakuhle pha esikolweni la mcimbi ka alphabetical uhamba unibhide. Masiqale ngawe ATM. Masiye. Masambe, DA. cannot do these ones. Yabuya. Thank you, EFF. Thank you. UTM, are you in the house? Nazi coalition, Nazi coalition. All right, all right. ANC Nikona, are you in the house? All right. Mustn't anything. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, ANC. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Without wasting much time, it's fun here, but I'm turning it over to Ongama. Thank you, over to you, Ongama.
Good evening, everybody. Molweni Goeienaand. I hope I got that in Afrikaans right. My name is Ongama Mtimka. I'm from Nelson Mandela University. It's such an honor to be here with you this evening. It's exciting that we have these times in our democracy where we bring politicians and their followers to come and say, what is it that they are promising to the electorate? Why this is important is that we're going to hold them accountable. The voters are going to hold them accountable, both whether they become the governing party or they sit in opposition benches, because this next 5 years is going to be lit in South Africa. Buffalo City is an interesting metro. The ANC is sitting at the mid-50s here. In private conversations, people say it's just going to edge it. I do think that it might just be the last it does, or it's quite interesting what competition is going to come. And I think I can say that about the ANC's governing party. So, Mr. Ngata, if we are critical, because we are reading the situation as we're seeing. We've seen the dominant party system under serious challenge in South Africa. The question is, will that trend continue? But you've not come to listen to analysis today. You've come to listen to the parties themselves as to what is it that they would like to say to you. So what I have are the African National Congress, represented by Mr. Xolile Nqatha, the MEC for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs in the province, who's also a member of the PEC of the party and the PWC. We also have Kat from the ATM, Ms. Kat Moji, the National Youth League chairperson of the African Transformation Movement. Also, we have, and I'm calling them according to the alphabetical order in which they appear on my screen. We have from the Democratic Alliance, and from the Democratic Alliance we have Chantel King, who is the first deputy leader in the Eastern Cape and the shadow minister for higher education and science, a constituency leader in this area. We also have from the EFF, and from the EFF we have a councillor in the Buffalo City, and that is Mr. Tumani Matiwane, who in the Buffalo City Metro. And last but not least, from the United Democratic Movement, we have Ngabayom Zikwankwa, Mr. Ngabayom Zikwankwa, the Deputy President of the UDM and a Member of Parliament and in the portfolio committees overseeing the financial cluster. Without wasting any time, what we are going to do, I'm going to ask you to kindly be disciplined so that we can manage time wisely. We're supposed to have a whole hour and a half with the political parties. So if you allow me, leaders of the parties, we'll have them in succession and then have a facilitated discussion later on. We will come to you as well. Please prepare your questions, no sweetheart questions. So if you come from you can't ask your party member a question, your party leader a question. We only want questions where you are wearing your cap as a resident of Buffalo City and you are asking the question that you want to ask from any of the leaders but your party. Okay, without wasting any time. Also, we'll take 10, if you allow me, I want to split the first hour into 10 minutes. It should be 12, but let's play with 10 minutes each and then have the facilitated discussion. First up, we're going to have from the African National Congress, Mr. and MEC Xolile Nqatha. Thank you, sir. Oh, see, Kaulezi is second on.
Oh, so come down here. Nandisa. Thank you. Moderator, Dr. Mtimka, fellow panelists, and organizers of this event, Afesis Copland and partners, representatives from various political parties, particular representatives from the ANC. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As the ANC, we come before you, the people of the Eastern Cape, having established a track record of providing free basic services for the poor over these years. We have also expanded the social security net by ensuring that 18 million South Africans are able to access social grants. We did not stop there. We have ensured that about 10 million learners in 20,000 no-free schools have access to basic education and have access to school nutrition program. During this COVID period, we did not stop there. We've ensured that we have the 350 grand to cushion the people. We are the first one, as the African National Congress, to admit that not all is rosy. We are the first one to admit that we're coming with a commitment to ensure that we build better communities together with the people of the province. One of the things we began to act on as we embark in this renewal project to ensure that we've got functional municipalities, we have ensured that we elect people by involving communities. We are the only party that has been able to involve communities in electing their leaders. We are the only party that has ensured that its list of party representatives is gender sensitive 50-50. We are the only party where nobody in our party list is charged criminally and is released on bail, like another party which is here. We want to ensure that we turn a new page, to ensure that we appoint competent people. Because some of the things have gone wrong because wrong people have been appointed. We're correcting because we're going to ensure that we appoint the correct people in the administration, in the political leadership, to ensure that there is effective oversight, to ensure that we've got a responsive government, to ensure that our communities are far more better, and there is refuse removal, and we expand this access to basic services. We ensure that we attend to our roads. We're quite happy because our approach to service delivery is an inclusive way as the African National Congress. We're going to build on that. We've built a Kumza Highway in Tanzania. We're going to accelerate infrastructure rollout this time around. But we didn't end there like other parties do. We have expanded the road here in Beacon Bay. Other parties are providing only for certain racial groups. That's what the African National Congress is going to do. We're going to ensure that there's job creation. We're going to ensure that we fight against corruption and misuse of public resources. This, as I stand here, I speak with no fear of contradictions. In the year now, in this term, not less than 10 councillors have been removed by this MEC of the ANC for corrupt activities. That, as I stand here, we've ensured that a contractor in the Malatheni municipality who left unfinished, job unfinished in terms of electricity, we have ensured that they come back. That one we're going to return to, because that one is going to be dealt with as part of the policies and our seriousness to deal with the issues of crime and corruption. We're quite committed as the African National Congress to ensure that there is accountability. Even the issue raising about the provincial chair, Oscar Mabuyane, he's going to be subjected to the very policies. If he gets charged, he has got to step down. So that's what we're going to do. We're doing all these things. We're doing all these things. We're doing all these things because we want to ensure that in action, we're committed to this renewal project. In action, we work with the people and have a government that is responsive to the needs of the people. That's what we're committing, moderator. And therefore, we are appealing for the support of the people so that we can accelerate change. Others have got the liberty to speak because they've got no responsibility to build this country. We know quite well the responsibility we carry. We know quite well the responsibility we carry. Okay. What?
Please, let's try and save time and not heckle. Otherwise, I'm going to have to be gracious to whichever speaker is interrupted and increase their time. Thank you.
No, what we're going to focus on, we know that others are better at howling. That's why they would react in the way that they react. So that's what we're going to be doing as the African National Congress, and therefore, we pleading and appealing before our people that the African National Congress is going to accelerate change to ensure that we have got better communities, there is job creation, there is transparency in the awarding of tenders. That's what the ANC is going to do. We can ensure that there is support for cooperatives and small businesses. These things are things that we're doing now. We're just going to accelerate it. So more support, the more we're going to get power to accelerate change. That's all, Program Director.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ngata. I think we have seen. Thank you, ANC supporters. We thank you for sticking to the time and saving us some time there, Mr. Ngata. And I hope that you colleagues, you also have your 10 minutes. Let's make sure that we stick to it so that we can have a conversation. You are going to have time to ask questions from the panelists. Yes, indeed, we love the responses, but let's keep them short so that we don't drown the speakers. Next up, we have, I think it's Chantal King, next from the sorry. It's Kat from the ATM. Welcome again.
Program Director, the organizers, my fellow panelists, the young people seated here, all the political parties represented, I greet you in the name of peace. The ATM value proposition is a statement, a clear statement, that answers the question as to why you need to vote for the ATM come the 2021 local government elections on the 1st of November. Through our transformational pillars, the ATM intends to build a corrupt-free and accountable developmental local government, which serves as an antidote, a pain reliever to the pain that has been endured over a number of years by the voter. This speaks to poor service delivery, corruption, and incompetency, poverty, hunger, starvation, non-functional, dilapidated basic infrastructure, high crimes of raids and injustice, high rates of unemployment. I know that the young people seated here can relate. We understand as the ATM that local government is at the heart of the service delivery. And it is this sphere of government that is closer to the people. It is for this reason that the ATM has taken a decision to respond to the plight. It has been many years that people of South Africa have been subjected to this plight of corruption that speaks directly to service delivery, protests, marches, that ensures that people will have to disrupt the little infrastructure that was supposed to have been invested in by the municipalities. Mamel. Dadu Ongama, the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa stipulates specifically the mandate by local government in terms of Section 152. It provides that a democratic and accountable local government for local communities is what must be happening, ensuring the provision of service to communities in a sustainable manner, promoting social and economic development, promoting a safe and a healthy environment, and to encourage involvement of communities and community in matters of local government. We know by now that there's a disjuncture between what citizens are subjected to and what needs to be happening in our local government. You know, let's just look at Buffalo City municipality and speak to the rates. If you ask me, we were too quick to turn BCM into a metro. I don't want to get into why that was happening, but it is for this reason that instead of paying 200, or is it 102 for a peculiar liter, you are charged exorbitant amounts with high rates of electricity, water, and so many things. Because now we have to maintain and sustain the status of being a metro. But as a citizen seated there today, are you really benefiting from this metro? All we see is officials and politicians benefiting from Ngamaspala. We are a small party, we are like this democracy. You know, South Africa is a very young party. So we are very young. We've got all the time. We are here to provide solutions. And we are saying it is uncalled for to have people, abadala, pensioners, who are still advancing issues of young people, issues of the future. Remember, when you talk about the future, you're talking about young people. What is it that makes people not to have confidence in the young people? The conversation around 2030 and the IDP is one that needs to be advanced by the young people. We are ready to govern as the ATM. And we are saying there is nothing better that we offer other than just to hold them accountable, those that are in power. You know this thing of campaigning and taking advantage of our real struggles. Going to townships, because bafuna impressa, but every other time we are subjected to that. 5 years they are here. You are going to see them the next 5 years. When we are subjected to gender-based violence, to high unemployment, Eastern Cape is leading in provinces in terms of unemployment. We are currently sitting at 47.1%. But there are those who are going to sit here and tell us that they are working on it. When? Where? We are here as the ATM to say we are committing to enhancing local economic development that supports job creation and rural development. We are a rural province. We must celebrate that. We must start investing in that. We need to give special attention to empower vulnerable groups, your women, your youth, your people with living with disabilities. But there's a group that we forget when we're talking about vulnerable and disadvantaged groups. The group of those that are 35, between the 35 and the 60. What are we supposed to be doing? You are too young, you are too old to get in-service training, Ngamaspala. And if you are fortunate, they might ask you to drop your panties. Maybe you'll get a job. Just maybe. Some of them don't know how it feels like. They don't hustle like us, so they won't understand this language. From the age of 35 until 60, that's 25 years. What are you expecting me to do? And you are surprised that we've got such a serious crime as well as drug abuse. And you are here to judge people who are drinking savan. They do not have anything yokwenza because they have to wait until they are 60. The ATM is here to bring solutions. We are here to say, give us your vote. We do not promise 1 million houses and deny on public TV. But we are just saying, give us a chance. What we need is to be in the municipality so that we can assist those that are in power to better govern. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Kat. At this stage, I'd like to welcome those that are joining us via the social media platforms, those that are on Facebook. We are at the Battle of Manifestos in the Eastern Cape, an event that's held by Festus Copland with the Mail and Guardian. And we've heard so far from the ANC and just now from the African Transformation Movement. We have explained earlier on that we'll take your questions once the political parties have had a discussion. So keep those coming. I see we've got some significant participants on Facebook that are watching. So we welcome you here. It's a lit environment. I'm sad that you couldn't join us at the hall itself. Next up, we have Chantel King from the Democratic Alliance.
Dit jaar kry dinge gedoen. My taal gaan ek gebruik deur hierdie tyd, Afrikaans. EFF, ek hoop julle verstaan my. Almost 3 decades, we are into a democratic country. But yet, we have nothing to show for the freedom that Nelson Mandela and our Tambo fought for. That's a disgrace that the ANC has done to their own comrades who was 27 years in jail. But I'm not here to talk about the ANC. I'm here to talk about the Democratic Alliance track record that we have in government. Just today, this report came out. News 24, an independent report stating that Cape Town and the Western Cape is the most stable province and municipalities where we govern. We don't just talk, we do. Unlike the ANC, who is talking here as if we are still in the apartheid government, talking what they will do, where they should have told us what they have done. They cannot even show us that how they have failed well. This index indicates that 43 more municipalities are going to be added to the list of 111 failed municipalities under the ANC. If that does not scare you, your children's future is at stake. So let me tell you guys, I look at my womanhood. You should look at your manhood as well. A failed municipality strip you as a mother, as a father of your womanhood and your manhood. When there's sewage in the street and you call a municipal official who puts the phone down in your ear, it strips you as a mother. When you can't find employment because the municipality is too busy lining their pockets and chasing investment away, it strips you of your womanhood and of your manhood. So yesterday, we decided to say enough is enough. We've set up our own manifesto in Buffalo City from what the DA can offer. We are sick and tired of this metro taking our people for granted. And like the ATM just said, there were specific mandates that was given. Now listen, provide democratic and accountable government for local communities. We've done that as a DA. Okay? Ensure provision of services for communities in a sustainable manner. We've done that with the best. Promote social and economic development. City of Cape Town, and just recently, in the few months since the ANC, the EFF decided to take us out, wasn't it? The DA In a few months since we came back, we have moved again from being the lowest under the ANC to being the most sustainable in the Eastern Cape, that even the News 24 couldn't believe that Nelson Mandela Bay and its coalition partners could grow up so much. We promote safe and healthy environment. We've done that. We were the first and the only party who's got a children's commissioner to take care of the rights of a child that is being abused. We are the first party that has put through in Parliament a mandate to say sex for jobs will end. And we've done that. What have you been doing? Sex for jobs. We promote and encourage the involvement of everyone. So the new thing now that is going on in the ANC, especially here, COVID is the next best friend of the ANC. They blame everything on COVID, which basically means service delivery has come to a halt because you will not find an official in the office. And we say enough is enough. If you look at the Western Cape, we have the lowest expanded unemployment rate of 29%. If you can compare that to the Eastern Cape, which stands at 53%. According to the rest of the country, the Western Cape is 17.3% lower in unemployment. What that tells you, more people find jobs in the DA-led Western Cape than in any other province in South Africa. We are the only party. I'm not even going to go for just to embarrass you now. Kouga municipality, right here next to Port Elizabeth, are the best municipality when it comes in the Eastern Cape. In 5 years, we've changed a bankrupt municipality that had a 2 billion rand deficit under the ANC. And we've increased it to a 43 million profit. We have, and we've done that. That's why our manifesto is here. We have also ensured that we gain more people coming in. We are the most diverse party that when people come, you know how investors work. Investors go where there is clean governance. Investors go where there is better service delivery. Investors go where people know how to take care of infrastructure. And that is why when the DA governs, investors flock, employment is created, and sustainability is kept. We have done this in less years than what the ANC have done in 27 years. So, when we vote for a government, what is the one thing anyone should look for? Do you look for a populist party who will sing and dance? Or do you look for a party that is serious on crime, serious on corruption, work for the benefit of the people, make sure that our critical infrastructure is looked after? You vote for a party that time and time again can show you our track record speaks for itself. We are a party that we don't talk, we don't dream, you see our reality. So what are we going to do in Buffalo City, my hometown of East London? We are going to get the basics right again. Something that we have forgotten under the ANC. Some people think it's a reality to walk through sewage water. That is not life. We are going to make sure that the officials are being placed in the right positions where they should be. Because you will find somebody with a grade 4 that have a director position because it's a friend of the ANC. We will make sure that this metro is investor friendly. We have seen what we can do. There is so much hope and potential for students which are being neglected because CCTV cameras are not working. The grass is overgrown, making it easy for criminals to get hold of our young ladies. We will also make sure, as we did in the Western Cape, where we have the first solar panel, the PV system to create electricity. You know what that does? When we have load shedding here, the Western Cape are smiling because the electricity are on. Because we think in advance to put up a solar system that will make sure when your electricity go up for 3 hours, ours go off for 2 hours. It is a new development that they've brought out. Show me any political party in this room who knows how to incorporate technology. We have in PE, in KwaNobuhle, Helenville, the northern areas, what we've done, we've made sure that we have a shot potter to take care of crime. So they can detect where a gun went off. That is keeping your people safe. We are going to get back to governments and use technology. Because technology will limit the hands in the money to grab some money for the other people. So what we will be doing is, if you have a problem when it comes to electricity, and your house, electricity house out, our WhatsApp system will work. We have a pinpoint where you can go on an app and it will show you exactly which house. I am tired of sitting with a municipality that still uses a fax machine. I am going to go with the blue, who knows that technology enhancement will give jobs to the youth. We are sitting there with our youth who don't get employment in this metro because this municipality don't have the know-how of how to ensure that investment are brought in, our tourism is taken care of, so that at the end of the day, our youth can have the ability for employment, our youth can have entrepreneurship opportunities. And I'm glad the ANC is howling, because the truth hurts. The truth hurts that when you look at those students that are sitting here who can't find employment, it should hurt you that you have taken them for granted. The truth hurts when you walk in the very same streets where you go and do door to door and you walk in that sewage water and you sit in somebody's shack. It should hurt you. It should hurt you when you go to a school and you find out that the electricity is off because cable theft was there, because we don't have law enforcement. So in the Western Cape, we have hired more law enforcement officers than anywhere else. We are not going to stop there. Our manifesto calls that the police services be brought down to the provinces instead of in national. Because when SAPs are in a province, they can work better with any law enforcement municipality. And to just show you how dysfunctional law enforcement is in Buffalo City, our posters of the EFF will tell you gladly how dysfunctional we are.
Thank you. Thank you. So far, so good. Thank you for the good responses. Thank you for the respect that we are according to the speakers. But we also must mind the heckling. It's coming. Let's keep it under control. It's fine. It's a political event, so we want the responses, but let's keep it under control. Next up is Tuma Matiwane from the EFF. Thank you, sir. Don't forget your mic.
Ndizibulisele nam apha ngaphakathi ecaweni. Ndibulise kubantu abasimemileyo apha namhlanje, afesisikhoplani neMelon Guardian. Sibulele ngendima abayidlalayo ekwenzeni, ekuzisini izindaba zorhulumento ebantwini. Ndibulise nakumhleli wethu uDr. Mtika. Ndibulise nakwipanel yezinye i-political parties ezi sixoxa nazo apha namhlanje. Ndithunywe ngumbutho we-Economic Freedom Fighters. EFF ke iti 1994 was a false start. Promises were made that better lives, free education, access to land, water and sanitation will be given to the people. But what we have experienced, we have a president of the country, of the former liberation movement. I do not recognize the color. I call it a former liberation movement because its time is up. We have a president who is forever shocked at the high unemployment, the racial inequality, the landlessness that we as Africans face. We have a president that speaks of 9 wasted years, but us as citizens of this country, we speak of 27 wasted years of the former liberation movement in governance, in misgovernance, because it is not governing well. As the EFF, we have embarked on a campaign. We call it the Mamela phase, because if you take it back to how this democracy came about in the 1980s, when there were structures of people's power, there was talk of a direct democracy where public participation will be central to governance. As the EFF, we are going back to those basics of going back to the people, because the people have been forgotten by the ruling elites, who you will only see during election campaigns in their shiny shoes, their big stomachs, and their blue lights, with no conscience whatsoever, to go into a shack and promise people that a better tomorrow is still coming. Because the ANC, or the former liberation movement, is a party that keeps people with hope. KwaXhosa kuthiwa ithemba alibulali kodwa liyadanisa. Singabahlali ke sidanile, sanele indlela kulawulwa gwenxa kurhulumente esinayo. Imamela phase yethu ke singulombutho we-EFF iye yasinika izinto esizibona ukuba zizi challenges esinazo singabahlali apha eSouth Africa. Number one, there is a lack of a vision for a viable local government. The white paper on local governance envisaged a developmental local government. But what you are currently seeing, local government is being treated as a conveyor belt of service delivery. Number two is the misalignment of functions and the allocation of resources. As the EFF, we unapologetically say that once we come into power, when we come into power, because we're a government in waiting, we are students of dialectics, negation of the negation. We are negating the ANC. We are saying we're going to abolish the provincial sphere of governance because it adds unnecessary red tape and creates an opportunity for Ohlohle Sabo to align their pockets. As we have seen with recent reports of the Premier of the Eastern Cape, who helped himself allegedly to 450,000, of Mama Winnie Mandela memorial. We are not shocked as the EFF, because this is the same modus operandi that was used in Buffalo City when they were stealing money. Besiba imali yomkhonto, amasela angenaso nesazela. sikatata uNelson Mandela. It is not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence that more than 250,000 rands of public funds they found themselves into the bank account of the former Premier of the Eastern Cape, Mr. Phumulo Moswali. Even though we returned that money, the same thing is happening now. It's repeating itself with the current Premier. So it means it is an ongoing thing. It is a systematic looting that is happening with this ANC. We are saying that there is number 3, we are saying there is a lack of skills and technical capacity within our municipalities. That is the failures of cadre deployment, where there is outsourcing without skills transfer. You bring in people to do accounting, an accounting firm to come in, but you do not transfer the skills. They leave without a transfer of skills. That is a waste of money. That is what we are going to put an end as the EFF, because we want to build a state capacity. Number 4 is corruption. Corruption. Maybe the C in the ANC stands for corruption. I don't know. It's corruption and poor local government finances. We don't know if it's an issue of incompetence with the cadres. As we have mentioned, we know of stories of hairdressers, someone with a diploma in hairdressing becoming an internal audit. Number 5, a last point that we picked up as the EFF is the aging and underfunded infrastructure. The ANC has failed to transform our society. It has an historical task of correcting the historical injustices of colonial apartheid. The infrastructure that we have now was not meant for us. It was meant for a select few. It cannot cater for us, hence it is collapsing. But the ANC, a party of empty promises, failed to transform society. So as the EFF, our priority is giving land to our people and correcting the spatial and developmental patterns of apartheid and giving jobs to young people, because they are a priority. 75% of youth are unemployed. They are unemployed. Even the volunteers of the ANC are unemployed. So as the EFF, we are saying land and jobs manje. Umhlaba nemisebenzi ngoku. Enkosi.
Nisekhona, are you still here? Okay, thank you. On social media as well, people are participating. Thank you for the questions that are coming. We are noting them and we'll ask them right after the discussion has taken place. Thank you for the feedback. It's now Mr. Kwankwa from the UDM.
How do I switch it on? Am I audible? Amandla. Viva UDM, viva. And ngeke ndimekele platform ndingatsho program director kunye noogxa bepolitiki. You'll have to pardon me. I'll try not to accommodate or God save the Queen. Kuba ndise Eastern Cape apha funa ndithethe isiXhosa. So ndizayixuba le nto. Uyazi bendibhayibhayi molweni nonke torhwana. Bendiphaya chairperson, campaigning there. And there was a song. I'm trying to highlight the coincidence in the sitting arrangement. There was a song which said, Ngali, Ngali, hi UDM, Kwatwa Ngali, Ngala Masela. And every time, they went to the left-hand side when they were saying about Hamasel. I don't know what the problem was. So maybe they were trying to tell us something. Molweni, sifuna uyenza icace ukuthi uba abantu beliphondo lempuma koloni bafuna urhulumente ozabaphathela inkonzo norhulumente ozawuqinisekisa ukuthi amasela ayejele awazukhutshwa nje esihlalweni mabazapha kuthi niyayilibala nonke nina basalawula phambi kwenu nonke kweli gumbi ndiza kuzekelisela imandi uxelele iTranskei le iyaqinisekisa ukuthi ANC yakwazi uzana enkulule imandi kuncede ngehistory iTranskei le yayilawulwa sithi nangena pha nakwazi uze eMzantsi Afrika sanincedisa nakoMadiba safaka oKhrisani senza yonke loo nto ukuze nikhululeke nangosasiyilawula sizange sitye mali. We were never corrupt even when we were governing the former Transkei area. We allowed the African National Congress to come via the Transkei area so that it could work internally in preparation for the liberation of South Africa in inverted commas. Because obviously inkululeko siyibona apha inkululeko for a select few and not for abantu bakuthi. You can't say abantu base Buffalo City municipality ba free when if 40% yabo yonke ingasebenzi. And those of you abayiqonda economy, there's a strict definition of unemployment which understates the problem, and there's an expanded definition of the unemployment rate which tells you the truth about the state of the problem. Basoloke bekhetha the one that understates the problem bafuna uniphosisela ibe ngathi abantu bayaphangela bengaphangeli. Naba abantu emalinde ngoku bebesilwa abantu emalinde ngoku into abayilwelayo into oba ii-projects ziyaziswa kwii-wards but azityiwa ngabantu bee-wards zityiwa ngabantu abangaziwayo abasuka ngaphandle. Naba abantu e-KSD, Joe Slovo in KSD badicide uzithengela ii-transformers zabo ngokwabo belinde umbane. Bathe besawulinda umbane babona uba balinde ukuzakancele esuka eRobben Island awafika. Baziconnectela umbane naba thina phebhayi ngoba silawula nje phebhayi sibaphathela umbane besematyotyombyeni bangena namhlanje sifaka umbane ngomso kuba in that coalition government umbane uphethwe sithi asimameli mntu simamela umuntu othi ufuna umbane. Ndiza kukwenzela omnye umzekelo ndithi besilungisa kula masipala ubuphethwe yi-ANC apha ebhayi silungisa ii-potholes ezininzi akukho neglobe yesibane. Kwalapha ziyakhalaza ii-residents azilayithi izibane kugcwele izikhova ndawoni yombane apho abantu bakwazi ubona uba kwenzeka ntoni na. Ngulo rhulumente imonti imdaka iqonce limdaka. Abantwana apha kwezi zikolo ndandifune ireport kwi-Daily Dispatch one of the newspapers apha kusithiwa abafundi ewusu ngenxa yendlala nentlupheko bathengisa imizimba ukuze balale betyile. Asizuthetha unobenani apha sibe sithetha isingesi esimnandi besenza into engekhoyo. Sinorhulumente apha abathi ngoku kumane kuqeshwa lamaqotha aqekili omaqhanqa nosamfumfu abangazinto ngemisebenzi kuthiwe i-chief accounting officer or financial officer akanayo nematriki athi sawugqiba angakwazi ukuthi xa kuthiwa maku-audithwe kusubmit i-financials ngudunkanko ongazinto. Ze siphinde sothuke apha xa kusithiwa hayi la masipala simnika i-disclaimer. I-disclaimer mosithi get out usikhala kakubiya uya le nto uzoyenza apha besiyikhumsha nge-English yemnandi kuthiwa phuma wenza intsango ngesiXhosa. Now kufuneka ngonize nizokwazi ukuthi nizawufumana urhulumente ozawulawula ngendlela nikhangele lo rhulumente ungagqumi imbona ngamakhasi. We do not beat around the bush. Asikucengi nobungubani sakuxela inyaniso And thina siza kuphathela ingqesho nansi idimbaza ibithe yayivuselela engubani 2017 yakhutshwa imali. Idimbaza ihleli intaka ngoku nezafem zayo pha. Nobuye egcuwa zonke eza factories ihleli intaka nezikhova neenkuku ziyihoko yezihange. Mane sikhumsha iEnglish emnandi apha kodwa imali yatyiwa ngalamasela. Ndifuna uzothi ukuze siniphathele urhulumente apho somcimbini nonondonci nozakwazi uzisa inkonzo ebantwini. A government that is accountable, that is consultative. A government that will ensure into yoba senze job creation kuze abantwana bethu apha bangagraduate kule usu basawugqiba bajoyine unemployment queues. Zikhona ii-projects. If thina apha eSouth Africa siyayizikisa ingqondo sicinge i-unemployment ifanele koomasipala ezantsi kuba ngabona banedata. Ndize ngaboma apha kumane kusithiwa ndingu-national ngubani ohlala ku-national naku-province. Sonke sihlala kumasipala and ngowa ngapha. Xa kukho ii-potholes apha njengoba emthatha kwanyanzeleka ndihambe ezilonini zabantu because indlela igcwele ii-potholes akuhambeki. Ii-robots ziqwanyile ezijonge esibhakabhakeni kukho imingxunya nakwi-pavement. Le Eastern Cape yonke bubugqwayiba ndandidla ngofota apha e-Oxford. Ndidla ngofota usakhumbula ezaa foto zebona zazineepose. Sasifota njalo apha sifote e-Oxford. I-Oxford uyibona uba noko ingcono. Uhambo uyotshe eQueenstown kwakho la traffic circle phana. La traffic circle ngoku imgquba. Iye King Williamstown. Iidolophu zethu zitshabalele, icumakala itshabalele akubhatalwa nabasebenzi ke pha. Kumane kuthiwe we admit we know what the problems are. Bazinix. Yile nto sithi ke ngokudala abantu bemane bephosa umnatha kwicala eliyi-1. Tshintsha mzala, tshintsha. Uba awutshintshi mzala. If you don't change and vote for a better future plan, the problem that you're going to have is that you are going to have the same dysfunctional municipalities where there's no water provision. I came yesterday from Qiqiqa where abantu abanamanzi. Imagine this thing. Funeka nto siyithetha abantu bayaunderstand esingabe siyikhumsha. Basuse amanzi, upipe wamanzi bamsusa bafaka itha ngubani ezilalini ohoyitha. Abantu basezilalini ngoku abanamanzi kodwa bona bathini bagqitha ngezi blue lights phaa phambi kwendlu. Abantu bakuthi basela phaa emanzini nezilwanyana. Abantu bapha eCichirha naselangeni bathi xa kubhujiwe kuba kho ndlela akukho kwabhlorho. Andiyazi esi stadium se-35 million bunakukhwelisa intaka kuphela. Akukho kwabhlorho ehambayo bathatha isidumbu basibambe ngesandla. Bahambe for about hours ezintathu ukuze bofika endleleni. Yile ndlela esithi 27 years after freedom andisazazi noba zingaphi ndayeka nobala kuba sikhululeka ngathini. Now into esiyidingayo thina into yoba like-minded progressive political parties that are willing to serve the people here, parties that are serious about improving the material conditions of our people, irrespective of the color of their skin, but make sure that you redress past imbalances and backlogs, meaning you address issues of inequality because they are unavoidable. If those parties are serious about improving the state of the Eastern Cape as a province, and all its municipalities which are dysfunctional, most of them except 2, obviously, right? 2 or 3, all its dysfunctional municipalities, it means those of us who are progressive and those of us who are pro the agenda of building a real better life for South Africans must work together. And working together entails usosamasele lawulweni. Phansi ngamasela, phansi. Phansi ngamasela, phansi. Viva UDM, viva. Viva South Africa, viva. Amandla.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the political parties. At this stage, I'd like to ask you for a short while to take off your political party shirt. Please don't. But figuratively, please take off your political party shirt, your cap, so we can discuss things as residents of Buffalo City, the Eastern Cape, and all the other areas. So as I listened to political parties, we are very clear, all of them, they may speak things passionately, emphasizing one thing or the other, but it appears to me that all of them were very clear about what are our problems and what is needed. And I want to ask them to think about a conversation around the how before we come to you. And I'll give them about 2 minutes each to talk about the how, especially one in dealing with corruption. Because of all the things that have been said, I've chosen those areas which I feel we must follow through from them. And indeed, the objectives we understand. Thank you. The